turned on me, pink-faced, red hair wilder than ever and streaked with flour. "The tango, Pearl!" she shouted, waving a spatula at me. "Synchronized swimming, bell ringing, what does it look like I'm doing?" "I only asked," I said. "Don't get your knickers in a twist." Which wasn't a wise move. Mum looked like she might actually explode. "I'm baking a frigging cake!" Except she didn't say frigging. "But you can't cook," I pointed out reasonably. She gave me a glare that would have peeled the paint off the walls, if it hadn't already flaked away 100 years ago. "That oven is possessed by the devil." Well, it's not my fault, is it? You were the one who insisted on moving into a falling down wreck of a house where nothing works. We had a perfectly good oven in our old house, and a roof that didn't leak, and heating that actually heated instead of just clanking. All right, you've made your point." She examined an angry red stripe down the side of her hand. "Perhaps you should run that under the tap." "Yes, thank you, Pearl," she snapped, "for the benefit of your medical expertise." But she hoisted herself over to the sink anyway, still swearing under her breath. "Aren't pregnant women supposed to be all serene?" I said, glowing with inner joy and all that. "No." She winced as she held her hand under the cold water. "They're supposed to be fat and prone to unpredictable mood swings." "Oh." I suppressed a smile, partly because I felt sorry for her, and partly because I wasn't quite sure where the spatula might end up if I didn't. There was a muffled snort of laughter from the hallway. "I don't know what you think you're laughing at," Mum shouted at the kitchen door. Dad's head appeared from behind it. "Laughing?" he said, eyes wide and innocent. "No, not me. I was just coming to congratulate you on mastering the mood swing so magnificently." Mum glared at him. "Although, from memory," he said, keeping well out of reach, "you were pretty good at them before you were pregnant." For a moment, I thought she was going to throw a saucepan at him, but she didn't. She just stood in the middle of the dilapidated, eggshell-strewn, cocoa-smeared kitchen and laughed until there were tears streaming down her face. And none of us were really sure whether she was laughing or crying. Dad went over and held her hands. "Sit down, will you?" he said, leading her over to a chair. "I'll make you a cup of tea. You're supposed to be taking it easy." "Bloody hormones." She wiped her eyes. "Are you sure that's all it is?" Dad sat down next to her, looking anxious. "Are you sure you're okay?" "Don't fuss," she said, smiling. "I'm fine, really. It's just, well, look at me. I'm already so huge I practically need my own postcode. God only knows what I'll be like in another 2 months. And my ankles look like they belong to an old lady. It's most disconcerting." "It'll all be worth it," Dad said. "I know," she said, her hands on her bump. "Little Rose. She'll be worth it." Then they sat smiling at each other nauseatingly. "Oh, yes," I said, grinning. "All those sleepless nights and smelly nappies. It'll be well worth it." I pulled my jacket from where it was hanging on the back of the chair and turned to go. "Are you off out?" Mum said. "Yes, I'm meeting Molly." "Pearl, wait," Mum said. "Come here." She held her arms out.